Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's action-packed episode of the Necromaniacs Horror Podcast. And yes, you guessed it. This is our Halloween episode. How's it going, guys?
Good. Yeah.
Well, that was so enthusiastic.
I was waiting to see if Mike was going to talk first.
Oh, I was letting you go first, Jeff.
Oh, see? Yeah. We're both being too gentlemanly.
Yes.
I'm good. Nothing new to report. It's great to be back in New England in October for the first time in I don't know how long, years and years. I feel like this week the fall atmosphere finally kicked in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm in a house all by myself. It's freezing. The heat's on. It's still freezing, but I'm making do. I'm enjoying it because it's going to be unbearably cold in just a matter of weeks.
This is all true.
Yeah,
That's all true. I am good. Also enjoying October so far. Mike and I saw Cannibal Corpse the other night in Jersey, right, Mike?
That was a lot of fun, man. It was great. And thanks to you, I got turned on to Fulci, a band that I really haven't paid any attention to, but then you kind of gave me the breakdown of what they were like live, and I've been kind of like checking out all their records and all their stuff they have online at least. And I did buy their most recent LP, just a blind purchase.
Yeah, they're really, really good. For those who may not know, although I have a funny feeling some of the listeners know, they're a death metal band from Italy, named after, of course, the esteemed horror director Lucio Fulci. And thus far, all four of their full lengths have been different, like concept records based on Fulci movies, with the new one being a concept about the New York Ripper called the Duck Face Killings. How about that, Jeff?
That's the one I picked up, actually. That's the one, the LP I bought. I bought blind purchased that. I bought the record and a t-shirt just because they had cool artwork and the concept sounded cool.
That doesn't happen a lot, huh? I mean, that does not happen a lot at all, I feel like.
No, but it used to be frequent though. Back in the day, like you'd see a record and you'd be like, "Oh, this looks sick," and you'd buy it, and mostly it is sick. And I gotta say, I'm into Fulci. It's like maybe it's the holiday season, the Halloween, fall, autumn vibes, and it's like that type of death metal has like a very fall like vibe to it, and the horror connection and all that stuff.
I think it does. Well, I learned an interesting thing is that on this tour they have the singer's name is Josh, but he's actually not the original singer. He's in the band Spirit Adrift.
Oh shit, I know that band. Yeah, I know one of the guys in that band actually. Yeah.
I think the main singer, whose name is Fiore, had some issues getting into the country. So they have Josh from Spirit Adrift on vocals, and I got to tell you, you sure wouldn't know that it's a band with a secondary singer if you catch them on this Cannibal tour. I mean, he was incredible, and they were just so tight and just like you really would not know that. Apparently, the first tour they did earlier this year, or maybe it was late last year, the main singer was on the tour, but then he had to go back home, and Josh finished that tour, and now he did this entire Cannibal run. So interesting side note. But the rest of the guys are from Italy, and definitely Necromaniacs approved.
Yeah, they're cool, and I missed them. Unfortunately, we got there kind of late, so we got there right as Municipal Waste was playing, and so we missed the early part of the evening. But
it was a full house, man, like jam packed. I think it was jam packed. I mean, it was probably could have fit some more people in there, but Cannibal still is top of their game.
Yeah, Starland Ballroom in Sayreville is definitely a cool spot. I've never played there before. Like you and I were talking about that night of the show, and but I've seen several really good shows there. Like I think before that, I saw Dying Fetus there on that tour they did with Aborted. I think that might have been the last time I went.
Okay. Yeah, it's big room, Jeff. It's like a 2,500 capacity room.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's like
Cannibal Corpse is a death metal band. You
Uh,
may know who they are, Jeff.
I'm aware. I'm aware. But yeah, it does. It is. I don't know if it's a known thing. I am not a metalhead.
Yeah.
No, not a big metal guy.
Not
No.
really. Occasionally, something will pop up that interests me. That Fulci thing sounds interesting.
Yes, Jeff is more Latin fusion, right?
Yes.
Power
Calypso,
Yes.
dance.
right?
Yeah.
Calypso.
All of the above. My
Yes, exactly.
Mike Hill, you and I saw a band, but not together. We both saw Swans a
Oh
few
yeah,
weeks
dude.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I
Mm,
saw them the day before in Boston. I guess you saw them in Brooklyn.
Yep.
mm.
Incredible show. I
I also
mean,
saw AFI the week after that too.
well, I mean, that would have been really cool if they combined the shows and AFI
Yes,
opened for Swans.
worlds colliding. What's the crowd like for Swans? I've never seen them.
You know, I was surprised. Young. There was a
Yeah.
lot of young people in the audience. That
Hmm.
kind of blew me away. Um, I guess the TikTok generation is hip to what's going on. I'm very surprised by that. The last time I saw Swans, it was a bunch of old fucks like me, and this time I would say, I don't know, maybe like 40% were like people who looked like they were anywhere from like 16 to 25. Uh,
Hmm.
very surprised, and the line for the merch was quite long. The youngsters like their merch.
Wow, but I feel like I barely see Swan shirts in the wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's weird. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Hmm.
They were incredible. A little different than the previous times I saw them. A little bit more mellow, about half as loud as they were the last few times, although still very loud. And
Hmm.
probably the best time I've seen them, Mike Hill. I don't know how you feel, but I was blown away. Great,
Oh,
great
it's
show.
so different. I've seen so many different iterations of that band over the years. Like I think the
Hmm.
first time I saw Swans was on the Grand Annihilation tour when Jarbo was still in the band.
That was like 95.
Yeah, so it's like I've seen that. I've seen, up until the end of the 90s, like when they disbanded for the first time, and then they did Angels of Light for a while, and then
Yeah.
I saw the reformed version with the Seer, like that tour.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, so I mean, no, it's always different. It's always great. It's always some kind of. It's almost like seeing Sun Ra play because the songs are not. They don't play the songs. You know what I mean? They play this a rendition of some of the songs.
Yes, exactly. Like they played songs from albums that I have and didn't recognize.
Yeah, yeah. There's like little bits and pieces, and they just kind of go into these like extended versions, and they vibe off on stuff, and it's like Sun Ra and like James Brown, but like heavy.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Seriously, that's the only way I could describe it. You know how like James Brown like directs his band? It's like I imagine that Swans is like that with Michael Gira. He's like, you know,
Yeah, more of a conductor than a guitar player for sure.
yeah. But he's one of the biggest influences on anything that I do. I mean, I have nothing but creative respect for that guy. And he always
Totally.
has a good band with him. Always got good players. It's always interesting. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it was incredible. And at 71, to see him give that much was really something. And apparently this is it for Swans, at least in this form. No more like 7-piece band after this. He says if they do tour, it's going to be a 2 3-piece band, which would result
Hmm.
in something extremely different, I would imagine.
Yeah.
The fact that he's 71, I mean, how many more tours are we going to get out of Swans anyway? With that in mind, I felt like I had to go, and I'm really glad I did. They completely blew me away. They are, in my opinion, the best band that has ever existed. Amazing show.
They're
Nice.
definitely
I wish
definitely up there.
I wish they haven't eluded me my whole life. I need to do Swans 101.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of records, man.
a lot.
Hmm.
And you know what? None of them do justice to their live show. Really,
Hmm.
it's there's not one except for of their live record, "Swans Are Dead." Um, but none of their studio albums I can point to and go, that's the closest to what their life like live. Maybe Soundtracks for the Blind.
Well,
Yeah, I can
for the
see that.
listeners and for me, if you guys had to pick two opening kind of records for a new fan, what would they be?
Hmm. Hmm.
All right. So,
Yeah. What do you think, Mike Hill?
well, the early stuff is way different, and that's real heavy, abrasive kind of stuff. And I would say like Cop is probably a good one to get,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and then like later period, damn, I don't know. Like the Grand Annihilation is good.
Mhm.
That's definitely one I would pick out because there's some of my favorite songs on that record.
That's a good one. Grid Annihilator. Yep.
The Grand Annihilation is a Tombs record. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, was that or was that
Yeah,
not a factor in choosing that
a
title?
little bit. Yeah, I would say for sure. Definitely. The Burning World is a good one. That's one that like I know Michael Girard does not like that record, but
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that has one of my favorite songs on it. Goddamn the Sun. That's a great
Yeah.
song.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
So
that's one
to
of the few songs I know. Like I know that song.
So to that, I would say a good place to start is Various Failures, which is a double CD compilation of sort of the mid period of Swans.
Okay.
Which White Light in the Mouth of Infinity, Burning World. He took like the songs he liked and made a double CD out of it. So that's a good
Mhm.
place. And Swans Are Dead, their live album from the late '90s era of the band. Those two records or CDs are a great place to start.
Cool. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, Mr. Hill's band Tombs dropped a new record last
Yes,
week.
sir. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's
Feral Darkness came out October 17th, kids. Put it on your Spotify, your Apple Music, or buy it. Yeah.
actually that the title of that Swans record is The Great Annihilator.
Yes.
Not the grind. I kind of morphed my record and their record together into a title.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, Children of God is another good one too.
Yes, that is good. Although that wasn't that considered a side project that kind of just became the Swans record over time.
Yeah, it's still a Swans record though. It's like
Yeah.
Swans, Children of God, and then there's a song Trust Me is on that. That's like a great song.
Yeah. Like Angels of Light might as well be Swans, just like acoustic version of it.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Huh. um yeah, sorry, I'm coughing over here.
But yeah, that's yeah, big week of music. It's cool. I got
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
new Tombs. We all saw various bands. Mike and I are accountable. Uh,
Hmm.
Swans. I saw AFI, which is the first time I'd ever seen that band. And
And now you're like an Uber fan, or yeah.
well, I got to be honest, man. Their new album is good. It doesn't sound like any of their other songs, any of their other records.
I saw a bit of their performance on my YouTube algorithm. They popped, I think my TV heard you and I talking about them, like, and it would look like the dude is going through like a '70s phase. He's got like a big perm and a huge mustache.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I
I'm digging it.
I do not like their hardcore records or whatever style of music you would classify them as, but I do like the new record because it actually sounds like Death in June's. It's like
Wow.
it has like this neo folk like gothic vibe to it.
Hmm.
And it's like The Cure, Death in June. Like, I don't know, here's so many things that I like on that record. But
Interesting.
yeah, I know that some of the people that we were with at the show were not stoked on the new record. They like the
Hmm.
hardcore songs.
I
Okay.
like the third hardcore record from '97. I like, and then the two, let's say the three albums that came out after. There's four records I like from '97 to '03. That is my AFI period. I like them a lot. I saw them. They played with Danzig in that period actually, which was cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But after that period, they lost me and I never came back. But from what I understand, I would enjoy like the last two or three records, is what I've been told. So I just
Definitely,
never checked them out.
definitely check out their new one, man. It's
Hmm.
very different. There's that Son of Sam record too that just the Davey made with
Yes, I
Brother
like that a
May.
lot.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's like overtly a Sam Hain sort of thing.
Mm. Oh,
Obviously,
totally.
Misfits were a big influence on AFI. I even the last we talked, Mike, I said they were sort of like the Misfits for a younger generation.
Yeah, definitely at one point. Absolutely. At one point for sure. And they, Davey looked very, goth-ish, like, like makeup and the devil lock at one point, and absolutely.
Yeah.
Now he kind of looks like Bob Ross. So he's gone through different. They go through different eras. That's cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's yeah.
it's. I understand why people like them, definitely. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was big music week for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and thus ends the music portion of Necromaniacs podcast.
Yeah. Let's
Now on to the what have we
well
checked
let's
out?
shout the guys out first because
Oh, we do that
we kind
first.
of
All
we
right.
kind of made an effort to like because that's been going on later and later in the episode. And I just want to
Okay.
we'll do it at the end now. It's like
Oh
no.
boy.
Yeah. So kicking things off, every other Monday we've got Horror Wolf 666 brought to you by Brandon Legion. And definitely keep your eyes out. There's going to be some more Abraxas Horn stuff surfacing in the next few months. So keep that in mind.
Cool. Tuesday we have Jackie Smith's own Into the Necrosphere, bringing you the very best in extreme metal, Jeff's favorite music. Um, yeah, be subscribed and make sure you're listening to Into the Necrosphere.
Wednesday, we've got it's actually a two for Wednesday, double shot day. We've got Everything Went Black, which is my other personal podcast, as well as Iblis Manifestations.
Cool. Thursday, it's the Necromaniacs podcast. You're listening to it now, bringing you the best in horror films from each and every decade. Do we have a secondary Thursday shout, or is that pretty much it for Thursday?
No, we got Soul Knox day one.
That's right. The first
Carl,
day of Soul Knox.
yeah,
Yes.
Carl Hikera and Carl and I have been doing these collaborations. We're rounding out our Carl Edward Wagner project, Darkness Weaves.
That's right. Friday, we have Spitball Media with my brother John Draper and his co-host Bisho O'Brien and Shaheen, bringing you the very best in media and entertainment, what's going on in the streamers and pop culture. Check out that podcast, Spitball Media.
Well, Saturday's a day off,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone should be priming up for Halloween. And it's a nice we're in that time of the year. Go out and get yourself a pumpkin spice latte. Maybe
That's
buy
right.
yourself a scarf with a pumpkin on it or something like that.
Yes. I can picture Mike rocking one of those. Yeah. But Sunday, what do we have on Sunday?
Well, Carl Ikara returns with day two of Soul Knox. That's
Sounds
all
right.
things dark, sinister, esoteric, like that sort of thing.
And there you have it. That's the week.
The horseman of the podcasting apocalypse.
All right, all right. Make sure you are subscribed to all of our pals. Want to do the phone call or want to talk about what we've been checking out first?
Yeah, let's get the phone call. All right. So if you want to call us, you can call us on the Necro phone at 908-913-0782. 908-913-0782. And we've got Mike from Pennsylvania, longtime caller and friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Necro Hoods. It's Mike from Telford. I'm in upstate New York right now. My mom's turning 70 tomorrow, so I'm up here to celebrate with her. I'm out here in the garage listening to Urfaust. I'm drinking this fucking Urfaust gin I've had for 4 or 5 fucking years. I don't remember how long, but it's pretty good. So if I'm not appropriate, you don't have to play this shit. I want to fucking recommend a couple of movies for you that we watched recently. One of them's called The House That Would Not Die. It's the early 70s. I think it was made for TV. John Llewellyn Moxley made that movie, or Moxie, whatever the fuck it is. It's a ghost story. It's your average ghost story movie, but it's, early 70s is very effective. There's some really cool, creepy ghost effects in that movie. And I really dug that. That was one I've had for a while. I hadn't watched for some reason. And Deaf Crocodile put this movie out called The Outcasts. It's an Irish movie from the early 80s. It's a lot like the ghost stories for Christmas that BBC would do. this girl gets kind of whisked away by this dude, Scarf Michael. It's you know, what would they call that now? A folk horror, but it was really cool. It's pretty morose. It's very atmospheric and downbeat, but it was a cool movie. Those two together would be a good double feature, and hope you guys are doing good. Things are good here. It's fucking cold up here where I am, but looking forward to next week. All right, brothers. Hope you guys are doing good. Talk to you soon. Later on.
The House That Would Not Die. Are you familiar with that one, Mike? I'm not.
I feel like I've heard that title, but I've definitely never seen it. Yeah. No.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Mike always throwing us the curveballs.
And I haven't heard the Outcast either, the Irish film.
I've heard of
I only
that.
know the TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
Mike. You know,
have not seen it.
Mike gets us. It's awesome. It's like I have a to be watch list based just solely on what Mike has thrown our way for sure.
Well, the interesting thing about House That Would Not Die, it is from 1970, which was a very, very long time ago. It's a TV movie. It's a supernatural horror TV movie with Barbara Stanwyck in her television film debut. Looks really interesting. Poster looks really cool. It was on ABC, and it seems super creepy. So yeah, I want to check it out.
TV movies were better back then.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You know,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, like what, like The Woman in Black, a film Mike Hill and I covered from '89, was one of
Mhm.
my favorite horror films of all time. People are more familiar with the remake with the Harry Potter kid, but that original is great. Same with Salem's Lot and
Yep.
It.
Of
There's
course,
they
yeah.
hold up. No, it doesn't hold up as much, but you know what I mean. Salem's Lot sure does.
Interesting thing, this movie was coordinated for Halloween programming as it aired on October 27th, 1970 for the ABC Movie of the Week. Yeah, I bet this is good.
I gotta get this. I gotta figure out how to see this, man, for sure. And another great television movie was Trilogy of Terror, the
Oh yeah,
Richard
Of course.
Matheson
Yeah.
scripted Karen Black vehicle. That's a great one. And
Yeah.
also, happy birthday to your mom, Mike.
Yes.
So yeah, we just had one caller this week. So thanks
Mhm.
again for calling. And you know, if you guys want to hit us up, number is 908-913-0782. So what has everyone been getting into this Halloween season?
well, I'm doing my annual 31 Days of Horror. I've been doing it on and off since 2010, 11, something like that.
Mhm.
And this year, a couple things worth noting. The documentary My Amityville Horror is on Shudder, and I highly recommend anyone listening check it out.
Yeah, that's
It's
great. I saw it when it came out, and it is fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good, man. And like that poor kid, the real Danny Lutz from the Amityville Horror, and just I mean, sorry to say, but he's a fucking mess. At least
Yeah.
at least in that period of his life, the film is probably about like 12 years old at this point.
Mhm.
Really fascinating documentary. I wish it kind of went in harder on the whole hoax aspect, but I think it was really trying to just focus more on what this whole event did to this guy. Really fascinating watch. Highly recommend it. What else? The Guest, also on Shudder. This movie
Great
isn't
movie.
talked
Yeah.
about nearly enough. It's fucking fantastic. I'd seen it before, but it's been some years since I have seen it, and I was blown away all over again. That is a great movie.
We did an episode on that when we used
Yes,
to
we
do
did. Yeah.
when we used to do
Mhm.
like 3 movies an episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, this seems like a film that Necromaniacs should cover. I hope they did one back in the day. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear you
definitely.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
we
that.
did. We loved it. Yeah, we loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Adam
like
Weingart's has an interesting career after that, but that's his best movie.
I think I tend to agree with you on that one for sure.
Yeah. What about you guys? Is anyone else doing 31 Days of Horror or anything like that?
I am not, but I am watching something that I forgot about, but I'm very glad I'm watching because I am enjoying it. And that is season 2 of Sandman on Netflix.
Oh fuck. I didn't even know that came out.
Well, as everyone probably knows, due to Neil Gaiman's let's
Oh,
just
right.
say antics. They pulled the plug on the show, and they pulled the plug on all future projects, and the other streamers pulled the plug on their future projects. But they did finish season two, so it was basically just dropped in July on Netflix, bro. July.
Mm,
Um, and I gotta say, I'm 4 episodes in, and it's really fucking great, and it's a damn shame because it's great, and it would have been so cool to see like 5 seasons of this fucking show,
mm.
and we're just gonna get two, but they're cramming a bunch in, but it's not kind of done in a shitty way. They're doing a bunch of like some of the side stories of Sandman as standalone episodes, um, which is cool. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I really enjoyed season one. I mean, the Sandman literally is just like a life-changing comic book for me, and nothing will take that away. But um, the show is really cool. So if you've forgotten about season two, watch season two.
I think that's kind of fucked up that, one guy is shitty, so therefore hundreds of people have to
Yeah.
lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
especially since he wasn't like directing episodes or anything.
Right, exactly.
But he was I mean, he was probably more than producer or whatever, but he was not directing episodes, and I don't think he was even writing episodes. He might have been show running to a degree, but he had a very large hand in it, though. I know, which is
Yeah.
why I think it was so good. At least season one. I don't know the extent of his season two involvement, but yeah, I forgot they put it on like in the summer. Like I didn't even realize that, they didn't do any promotion. So
hey, see, I
let the
didn't even know it
listeners
came
know it's
out.
there, and it should be watched.
I like the first season, man. The first season was great, and I too, I love Sandman. That was part of
Mm,
that original, like, Vertigo Comics thing for me with like this
yeah.
Swamp Thing, Sandman, Hellblazer,
Yep.
Animal Man, Doom Patrol, like
Mhm.
all those titles were great.
And this show does a very good job of capturing that essence. And yeah, they're getting into like the season of myths on this, and brief lives, and it's so fucking cool. And they could have just went the distance, but we're gonna get what we're gonna get. But I think it actually covers a lot of ground. I think there are 12 episodes, so I'm only about 4 or 5 in.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate that this is it. It's like 2 seasons. They did the
Mm.
same thing to, Richard Stanley. It's like, controversial guy, everyone suffers. It's
Mm.
like it's
Right.
kind of a drag, it's like that
Dude, he
people that
hasn't even been able to. I mean, he hasn't made a movie
no.
like since his accusation. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know what the fuck went on there. I'm not gonna go on about something I don't know a lot about, but he has not done a film since. So I don't know.
How things have changed because now it's like totally cool to be like a sex offender.
Yeah, no one would give a
Well,
shit if
maybe
that
not
happened
totally
now. It's
cool,
it's
but I
very
know, but
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you
yeah,
can
I
be like
mean,
a rapist now and have like a very full career. You can become president of the United States.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, I mean, look, it's funny with the gaming thing. I never even read that really explosive article that came out. Because it was you had to like it wasn't a paywall, but you had to like subscribe to, I forget what, newspaper or whatever the hell put it out. There was that really like in-depth one that was very brutal and fucked up. But yeah, I mean, he is persona non grata, and you know, could that change at some point? Anything could change at some point, but the show is dead, unfortunately, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I just get rid of him, keep the show going. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. I'm not even
Yeah.
100% sure of what he's accused of. I'd
Mm.
seen things here and there, but I've never been a fan really. So,
Mm.
but it sucks for fans of the show. I guess that it was canceled over something that was, beyond its control. It wasn't bad ratings. It wasn't like poorly received. It was just the guy who created the story is a piece of shit.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, nothing more to say there, but watch season two.
I checked out a couple things. We've been trying to do the 31 days, but just with all the rock shows that have been happening, we missed a couple of days here and there. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm.
But Burnt Offerings, a movie that we did on Everything Went Black. I rewatched that. Karen Black.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We rewatched The Omen, which is another great
Mm.
Mhm.
movie. And I took a chance on a movie called The Quiet Ones. It came up on a podcast, and it's like a British like possession film.
Hmm.
Pretty good, really well made.
New?
No, it's not. I would say it came out in the last 8 years, maybe. So not new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's just a couple highlights. What I'm really excited to check out is that Shelby Oaks movie.
Yeah. Yes. Going to see it on Friday, actually.
Yeah, we're possibly going to check it out Friday. I don't know. We haven't. We're going away this weekend. We're playing. Toombs is playing a show in Springfield, Mass. It's a benefit show for our friend Eric Clark who has cancer.
Oh,
Um, so we're doing that. But so Friday night, it's really kind of like tempting just to stay home because I'm going to be gone the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but within the next week or two, I definitely want to see Shelby Oaks.
I've been
I,
following that filmmaker for quite a while, Mr. Chris Stuckman, and his YouTube channel. It's good to see that he did it. He made a film and it's out there and it's getting well received. So good for him.
Yeah, that definitely looks cool.
what's the byline on Shelby Oaks? Like, what's it about? Anybody? No?
I have intentionally tried to stay away from reading anything about it, but it looks like it's like sort of like there's like a faux documentary aspect to it, maybe.
Mhm.
And it just looks fucking good, man. I don't know. I mean, the imagery I've seen looks interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. I'm looking at it right now.
I try to go in blind to most horror movies I see because that usually works. I don't know. I think going in and just being completely surprised by a horror movie just makes it work so much better.
Mm.
Yeah,
No, I
definitely.
agree. I agree. Interesting t title. It sounds like a 90s Channel 5 show that would have been played alongside 90210 and Shelby Oaks. Yeah,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like kind of an interesting title. Yeah.
Right on. Oh, real quick, Mike, you might be interested in this. So I read the first issue of the Event Horizon Dark Descent comic book. It's a prequel to Event Horizon.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Excellent. Very good.
it
It
was
has the
good.
Yeah.
same, it takes place like before the film and it builds up to what the Event Horizon crew experienced.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
And
wow, that's awesome.
it has the same atmosphere, which is difficult to do with a comic book, but it recreates that same atmosphere as a movie. It was really well done.
I will check that out. Is it limited?
I don't know how many issues, but it's definitely there's a beginning and an end. So I'm sure that it's only going to be like maybe 10 issues or something like that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sick.
IDW put it out.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah. So that brings us to unless we have nothing else to talk about, this brings us to this week's feature film, our Halloween special, VHS Halloween.
Mm.
Yeah. So
We've been covering these for a while, you and I,
yeah.
Mike. I feel like since I started this podcast, we've talked about one of these movies every year.
Well, yeah, we made it a concerted effort to cover each because they all come out around Halloween. And ever since they started doing the Shudder era of VHS, we've been doing them every year. So yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, this was fun. This was a
Yeah.
fucking fun Halloween horror movie for sure. What do you think?
Definitely some high points too, man. Like in
Mm.
general, I enjoyed it, but definitely one very, very disturbing one.
Yeah, I think,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And a couple of but all in all, very good. And but so this is brand new. This came out, well, technically released at Fantastic Fest in September 19th, 2025, and then released by Shudder in the US October 3rd, 2025. And the total runtime is 115 minutes long.
I think it is
Yeah.
one of the longer ones too.
Yeah, definitely one of the longer ones. Let's just give a rundown of there's a lot of people that are in this, so maybe we'll skip the
The
cast,
cast. Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
the filmmakers and just maybe other stuff they've done. So there's a wraparound story, like just like all the others, called Diet Phantasma, and that's brought to us by Brian M. Ferguson. And He did a Boy Harsher video. That's like pretty much all I know about him.
Hmm.
Big fan of Boy Harsher. We got Fun Size by Casper Kelly, who's an Adult Swim dude.
Mhm.
We've got Home Haunt by Micheline Pitt Norman and R.H. Norman, and I don't know anything of their credits. We've got Kid Print by Alex Ross Perry, and he worked on some films called Her Smell and Listen Up Philip, which I
Mhm.
don't know anything about those. We have Ut Supra Sic Infra, which is brought to us by the great Paco Plaza of Rec fame. And I love the first two Rec movies.
Totally agree.
Mm.
Yeah. And we got Coochie Coochie Coo by Anna Zlakovic. And she has two films called Appendage and Bite-Size Halloween, which I'm not familiar with.
No, I'm not familiar really with most of the people. The Adult Swim guy, I've seen his Too Many Cooks. It was very amusing.
Yeah.
Uh, and Kid Print there, apparently that guy worked with the band Ghost quite a bit. Um, Not being a metal guy, I'm not that familiar with Ghost, but um, wow, I'm sure we'll get to Kid Print in a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's cool that, like, for the most part, this is really for up and coming filmmakers.
Yeah. Paco Plaza
I
was
want to say
probably,
Her Smell. Sorry.
yeah.
Her Smell is actually a really good movie that Alex Ross Perry guy did. It's got Elizabeth Moss in it from Mad Men,
Mm.
and she's like this crazy like rock star, like punk rock kind of singer. You guys might actually like that movie. So the Kid Print guy, check out Her Smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard of that film. Paco Plaza is probably like the anchor guy on this roster here because he's pretty well known, obviously.
Right. And I think one of the previous ones had the director of Sinister and God, I can't remember, Scott Derrickson, maybe that's his name.
Yeah, from Sinister. Yeah,
Yeah, he was obviously probably the biggest name that gotten in the whole series. But for the most part, it's people who are up and coming. Like the first film had a Ty West segment who went on to do, a lot of cool stuff for the X trilogy and so on and so forth. So I really look forward to seeing more stuff from all these people um, from this century, from the last century. The last century had the actress who's in Mike Flanagan's films direct one of the better segments, and
Yes.
it's very cool to see the beginnings of where these, the very beginning of a director's career and what they can go on to do, and it's fun.
yeah. The first few of the original VHS series were pretty solid, I thought. And it's really interesting to see how far a lot of those filmmakers came. That's like some very notable careers developed out of VHS.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Adam Wingard, if he did not direct one, he acted in one. I know that.
He definitely directed one of them for
Okay,
sure.
yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The one that he directed, I thought was pretty cool with the eye. You know,
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
he acted in that one. He played the main part in that.
Okay. Yeah. The first two were very solid. They seemed to be trying to develop some sort of mythos or lore with the found footage aspect of with the wraparound stories, and I think they wisely abandoned that when it moved to the Shudder era.
Yeah, yeah. I like in the second one. There's just that band of derelicts that are just doing like crimes and shit.
Yeah.
Like that one dude with the mustache. There's and it was very 2008. You know what I mean? Like the way everyone looked in that segment.
Absolutely. God, isn't it weird to think of 2008 as like not nostalgically?
Yeah, it's like almost two
Yeah,
decades
that is
ago.
mind blowing.
Oh
Wow. Feels
God,
like yesterday.
how did this happen? How did I get so fucking old?
I know, dude. Totally. All right, so the Diet Phantasma wraparound, that's like appears, little segments of it appear between each one of these vignettes. So that's the Brian Ferguson piece, and it all sort of focuses around this observation footage of an experiment where they're developing this new soda called Diet Phantasma. Yeah, it's
Yes, 1982.
yeah, it's yep,
Everyone kind of has that, I guess, early 80s kind of hairdos and look to them and overall kind of, grainy footage and all that shit. Um, sometimes the wraparounds are weak, I feel like, in these latter VHSs, but I actually really enjoyed this one.
Agreed. Yeah.
Mm.
I maybe it was conceived as a wraparound, but it was definitely a smart idea to break this up into little tiny vignettes.
Because, spoiler alert, it's like with in between each segment, you're kind of watching these poor people horrifically die from drinking this experimental soda. And it's not funny, but to think about it, it's kind of funny. It's
Oh
just like,
no,
okay,
it's funny.
yeah, yeah. I mean, right. It's dark, humor, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's got elements of, the thing to a degree, I guess, with some of those kind of effects with the tentacles and the coming out of the soda can, and it's poltergeists that are inside the soda that just kind of kill everybody with every segment. It's kind of fun.
I've heard it. People say that it's repetitive, and even to some degree, I thought it was repetitive. But when I think about it, wait, that's sort of the joke. Like
Yes,
that's
yeah.
that's the punchline. Someone dies. There's one vignette somewhere in the middle where like this cute little kid is asking for another soda, and it's kind of a calm moment in all these vignettes, and then he just fucking explodes everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
I was cracking up. That was very good.
Speaking of kids, this movie, this
Hates
movie
kids.
pushes the kids' envelope, let's just say. Would you all
Dude.
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's no one's safe in
Mm.
VHS Halloween, that's for sure.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
I have it written down that this film has a cruel streak that the others don't have.
Yes, agree,
Like
agree.
it is. I mean, the nature of these movies is that they're kind of light and fun. But even in the light and fun segments in this, I found like they were all disturbing. Like all the deaths were really grotesque and over the top and violent and gory, more so than in the past, I think.
Yeah, and not only were they more extreme with the violence, but I thought overall the stories, even though they were these short little pieces, I thought overall the stories kept my interest going more than maybe some of the other entries.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't don't think there was really a weak link amongst this crop of films. Maybe you guys disagree, and we'll talk about it. But I
Yeah,
was very surprised by the consistency of this one.
maybe not a weak link, but I have a least favorite. I'll say
Me,
that.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Coochie Coochie Coo is up next, and that's the one written directed by Anna Zlakovic.
Mhm.
So we find Lacey and Kaylee, these two high school girls who are out on the town for one last night of trick-or-treating. Um,
Very unlikable girls. Jesus
totally,
Christ,
dude.
man.
Hmm.
They were just not likable. But I guess that added to the story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it made me immediately like very like you said, Mike, very unlikable, and I was like, oh, something. I'm not gonna shed a tear when something bad happens to them.
Oh no.
And something bad does happen. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is one of the best ones, I actually think. For like this is like a great like Halloween thing to watch. This particular one, I felt like.
Well, yeah, and one of the things, when we did our trick or treat, the trick or treat,
Mhm.
the sort of wraparound in that and between all the thread through all those stories is that there's certain rules that you can't break for Halloween. So these two young ladies are just too old to be
Yeah.
trick-or-treating.
Mhm.
So they have to suffer the consequences of that. So there's a
Yes,
couple,
they're like high school seniors. They're
yeah,
17,
they're,
and they keep saying it's our last one because it's their last year of high school.
yeah,
But in actuality, they're too fucking old.
they're way
Yeah,
too old for
yeah.
trick-or-treating.
And they're
So
just rude on top of that.
yeah, they're rude and annoying.
Yes, they
Yeah,
kind of suck. Yeah,
they definitely
yeah.
suck. So they run into a group of boys and tell them that the mommy is going to get them, because once again, they're too old for trick-or-treating. And they keep ruining everyone else's fun, stealing candy,
Yep.
that kind of thing. And they talk
Twerking,
about, yeah,
twerking on people's decorations and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. Instant dislike.
yeah. So Kaylee mentions that a friend of theirs who was a cheerleader the past year disappeared.
Mm.
She just vanished. She's one of these missing people. So they don't really take that seriously, but that's a little foreshadowing of what we find later on.
Yes.
Now, this was a cool part. The house that they find that just sort of appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
like
that
one
was
of
a really cool effect. Like, I mean, although, it was probably there, obviously. It didn't just, but it did have a cool moment where it seemed like it came out of nowhere.
I like stuff like that where it's like the thing that you don't know, it's that weird element which makes me really dig things like this where there's like, was this house always here or was it like did we always just overlook it for some reason, or did it just phase into from another dimension or something like that?
Right, exactly. And other people, they don't explicitly, I don't know, make a point of this, but other people walking by don't seem to notice the house.
Yeah,
No, that's right.
Which I really liked that aspect. I agree. Adds like a weird kale sort of vibe to it.
definitely. It has like that sort of twist to it. And Mike, have you ever read Grimjack, that comic book from like the 90s?
I definitely remember it, but I don't think I ever read it. No.
All right. I've talked about this before on another podcast about how there's like the key element of that story, of that comic was that there's a city called Cynosure, which exists in a different dimension and then just like appears in these other dimensions. And that's, people come and go that way. And that's kind of like this, I like that kind of thing reminds me of this house that we're talking about, where it's like kind of goes in and out of phase with our reality.
Mm, yeah.
And it probably just appears on Halloween, maybe because like, the prior year, their friend, the cheerleader friend of theirs disappeared, and maybe that's when the veil is at its thinnest on Halloween, and you can enter this house.
Yes, and
Mm,
it targets people who may be too old and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
interesting, cool little premise here.
I mean, on top of that, this one is actually scary, I thought. It was
Yeah,
actually gave me the
Yeah.
fucking creeps, which, like once you've seen a million horror movies, you kind of been there, done that with everything, and nothing really scares you. This really, like, I found genuinely eerie
Mm,
and unsettling. Like the house having feeling like it has like different dimensions on the inside, like the inside's bigger than the
yeah,
outside, like a house of leaves kind of thing.
yep. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. I liked
Yeah,
how the girls kept saying how much the house smelled and like
yeah,
it definitely like whatever, it worked. Everything like the look and the lighting, the special effects was fucking great in the segment. The vibe. It's just, yeah, that's why I rank it very high among the different segments.
yeah. I mean, I wrote that down myself. Like, I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, I this looked like you could almost smell this house. Like
Yes. Mhm.
like, it is so well set decorated, and it feels very like real. Like, yeah, you could almost smell it. They did a very good job with the atmosphere of this.
So, of course, once they enter, they become trapped because, who knows if this thing is actually in a different dimension or not, or what the story is.
Yeah.
Um, and they run across all these different people, the cheerleader friend including, and they've been sort of like morphed into these like giant babies, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes. It looks like they've basically been force fed this milk because there's this milk everywhere that like puffs out their faces and gives them this babyish look, which is again very creepy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking pretty damn great. Yep.
Yeah, they look like garbage pail kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they do. They do.
unsettling. Yes.
And this is kind of a weird tale, man. If you think about that whole thing where they're in a house, it says different weird angles inside. There's this like, the mother, it turns out, was raped, and to avoid going into motherhood, she kills herself.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then she just, I guess the universe had a different plan for her, and now she's this like bizarre creature, and her milk transforms these people into these creatures,
Babies
it's
that she didn't have, basically,
yeah,
who are like babies of rape. Yes. So
yeah,
that's probably why they look fucked up, and it's like a whole ugly aspect to it. Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. It's, I mean, not that part, but it's a cool
No,
story.
right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The
yeah,
short story format works for this so well. You stretch this out to a feature length, and There's probably a heroic moment. One of the girls sacrifices herself so the other can get out, something like that. I like that these people are doomed the moment they walk in to that house, and they're
Mm.
never going to get out.
Yeah.
I feel like you get away with that stuff more in like a short film or a segment in one of these. You know what I mean? Than you would in like a feature length film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in this one, again, spoiler alert, there is no happy ending here. No one gets out.
Yeah.
And and
Mm.
that's the other thing I love about it too. It almost has like an EC Comics, like
Yeah.
you know how like in the EC Comics stories, like the bad guy always gets their comeuppance. Like if you're there's like a weird moralism to EC Comics where if you're crappy, it doesn't turn out too well for you. You know?
Mm.
Very much,
Well,
yeah. Like, yeah, that's a really good point that I didn't even think of. But yeah, this is all hitting on all the things like that I love. You can even almost say it has like a folkish horror with this like lore of the mommy
Yeah.
and everything. Hits a lot in a very short amount of time. So I agree with Mr. Scandato. This is ranks very high for me in this one. I like this a lot. They came out of the gate swinging with this. Almost maybe I shouldn't have opened with this one because it's
yeah,
so good.
yes.
That's my only complaint.
Yeah, it came out real quick with a powerful one, you know, and it's like yeah, I could see the order. Um this should have been like the last one maybe because I think this is probably one of the stronger ones in the series here.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, totally agree. But you know, again, this got me excited for the rest of the movie. Like
Yeah.
honestly, if it succeeded in anything, that's what it succeeded in.
Good point. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, the one after this one actually I think is another good one, man. It's like real powerful and real strong. The Ut Supra Sic Infra. That's the Paco Plaza directed segment written by Plaza and Alberto Marini. So this is takes place in Madrid, and yeah, this is like a real. This is another like very. It hits a lot of the things that I'm into, man. Like a lot of the stuff that I like. You know, it's like a weird tale. There's like a vaguely satanic element to it. You know, there's like some crime elements to it. You know, real good.
Yeah, I thought I wrote down it almost feels like a low budget 70s film more than like a mockumentary.
Yeah.
There was some sort of like the graininess to it. I don't know. Like I felt like I was watching like, a low budget Spanish horror movie from 73 or something.
Yes, it started out that way. It started
Yeah.
out very like Spanish or Italian, and it had the cool vibe for sure.
And I just want to add that this is probably the most like you know like filmic about out of all these. Like this is like a film. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Mm.
yeah.
You know, this does not look low budget. I mean, it is a low budget segment, but this looks like a fucking guy who really knows what he's doing made this movie.
Yeah, there's a slickness to this one that you don't get a lot of in the VHS series.
Yeah. So we there's a mass murder at the home of a famous Italian medium who's living in Madrid, and it's during a Halloween party,
Mhm.
and all the victims' eyeballs are removed, and their eyes are nowhere to be found. And
Hmm.
Enric, the guy we see in the beginning, is the only one who survives, and he's being interrogated by the police about what happened.
And he is taken back to the scene of the crime, which is that something people do? I don't know. I was wondering if that was like a real thing.
It's funny you say that. I don't think it happens that much now, but I watched one of those British murder documentaries on Netflix with Jane, and there was a scene where they actually did take the guy who was responsible for killing all the people back to his old home, and he
Mm.
was showing them where bodies were basically buried. So, but that was in the like 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that happens so much now. It
Well,
maybe who knows?
it's definitely something they do in Italian and Spanish horror films. So,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
um, so there's also footage of what happened that night at the party. So, we get it's intercut with Enric and his friends. Um, you know, they find like this phone in the center of the room, and the walls are all covered with these occult phrase, hieroglyphics and phrases. And Of course, there's the ut supra sic infra, as above, so below,
Mhm.
which they read that out three times, and of course we have that old three. You read something three times, and, you say a phrase three times, and something
Mm,
happens.
right.
And so Enric picks up the phone and he begins to convulse, and then the feed cuts out. So
Mhm.
it's a pretty pretty cool part of the movie, I thought.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
phone
it's
just
got the. Oh,
appears.
sorry. Sorry, Jeff.
I said the phone just sort of appears, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I was saying it's kind of got vibes of like Euro horror, obviously, mixed with like, possession movie and I guess a bit of a mystery too, because we don't know how the hell this whole thing happened.
Yeah, this is one I think could work as a
Yeah.
feature length film. Like it hints at such a big world, something much, much bigger that isn't really explained. And I thought, yeah, this would make a great, like, 80, 90-minute film.
Mm.
I would like to see this as a full-length film. It would be like one of these like occult detective type, movies.
I love that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So at the that's what happened on the footage, right? I just discovered. Now we're back at the crime scene. We kind of flipped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go into the room. Um, but the police psychiatrist is trying to confirm, trying to tell him that this is all something he's imagining, that all these things are there's nothing really going on, that we have to go in here and get to the bottom of all this stuff. So Enric repeats the phrases, the phone rings,
Mm.
and one of the cops picks it up, and he doesn't hear anything. But Enric starts going into convulsions again, and this is where it appears. This is the possession part of the film. And then he starts throwing up all the eyes of all the people that died were mass murdered at the party.
Yeah.
Now this is
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
a good
sickest
scene.
part of the
Yeah.
movies.
Mm.
They
Uh-huh.
all land in a pentagram sort of shape.
Yes.
Yeah. I think visually and effects wise, this might be like one of the better segments. The whole levitation scene was very like interesting. I really liked it. Of course, again, there's a grotesque, brutal death in this. Um, it's also a lot more serious than some of the other segments,
Yeah.
and I think strays a bit from the Halloween concept. I mean, it
Yeah,
takes place during a Halloween party, but it doesn't feel as Halloweeny as I guess the other ones.
no, definitely
No.
not. That was like almost like an afterthought that they connected it to Halloween, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like one of my I think this would have fit in better in maybe a different VHS film,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Halloween was like an afterthought, in my opinion.
yeah. But again, not bad by any means.
Well, it made me realize how much I like Paco Plaza. It reminded me how much I love his movies.
Yeah, those first two Rec movies, which are he was the co-director on. I believe there's two
Yeah,
directors, and he was the solo director for Rec 3, which if I'm being honest, I did not care for. I'm not sure if he did the fourth one,
I didn't even see
but
the fourth one.
yeah, I have seen it, but I don't remember it. But man, those first two, and they came out at a time when found footage was starting to take off. But Rec is one of the films that shaped that genre.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of fitting that he's part of this, even though this doesn't really seem like it doesn't have the found footage vibes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, the Rec films were integral in this whole sort of style.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one, I thought this one was probably one of my top ones in this whole,
Hmm.
you know,
I'll say it was my least favorite. That was actually my
really.
least favorite one. Yes.
I'm in
Um,
agreement, and I'm in agreement with Mike Scandato. This was my least favorite as well. But like I said, by no means was this bad or I didn't
yes.
enjoy it. It was just my least favorite.
Mm.
Yeah. So up next, we've got Fun Size, written in some, that feels like something from cruising, I think.
Yeah, party size. They
Party
say
size, that's
party
what it
size
was.
because
Party
I thought
size.
about that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Written and directed by Casper Kelly. So once again, we have four adults, Haley, Austin, Lauren, and Josh. And they're departing from a Halloween party because they were disappointed that there
Mhm.
wasn't any candy.
Yeah, as four adults would do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one is the most irreverent, crazy, fun kind of one. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. You know,
Oh
so
Mm.
yeah, 100%.
so they're bummed out that there's no candy. So they decide, of course, they decide to go out and trick or treat. Now you know what? If four fucking grown adults showed up at my door, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Do me a favor. Get off my property. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. The whole concept from frame one is kind of silly. I do like that two of the people are going as characters from a found footage movie, bringing a meta aspect of it. Like,
Yeah,
why do they have a camera rolling? Well, they're people from a found footage movie. I thought that was pretty funny.
that was pretty
Yeah,
clever.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
Definitely. Yeah, it was like the fourth wall kind of vibe to
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, And I didn't know where this one was going to go, and I was a little disappointed with where it went because a haunted, you know, candy bowl. That's something.
Mhm.
I didn't know it would go to like this other dimension kind of thing. It was really like unpredictable. This one.
Yeah, it was.
I uh, I love the idea of finding a bowl of candy with these odd named like glorp and I can't remember any of the other names, but like this
Mm.
really odd, almost like like unpronounceable like things like in a Lovecraft story or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's that sign that says one per person. That kind of comes into play quite a bit in the story. The whole one per person thing. Um, and one of the characters, of course, when he goes for that second piece of candy after eating a very bizarre penis-looking candy, um, gets pulled into the bowl, and everyone, this is when this other dimension comes into play, right?
Yeah, and once again, you got to follow the rules of Halloween, man. He would have been fine
Yeah.
if he just took one candy for himself, but no,
Mhm.
he had to be a gavone and go in there for a second piece of candy, and everyone suffers. He gets pulled in, they get pulled into this other dimension.
Yeah, the shot of the candy bowl flying at the other people is very amusing. I laughed quite a bit at that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And once again, you have this sort of funny slapsticky vibe, but horrific things are going on. It's
Yes.
really grotesque, this one. And the I guess monster, if you can call it, is so cute and like
Mm.
harmless, but the fact that it's this evil creature makes it that much more disturbing to me.
Yes, the creature's name is Fun Size. He's like this mascot, candy mascot with evil powers.
Yeah, and the characters are. I think the actors do. They're having fun with this. I don't think that's a great or believable performances, but I don't think that's the point of this. It's just totally going for something more slapsticky and goofy,
Yeah.
which I think works with the theme. I think like this one very much is similar to the first story where you have the rules of Halloween
Mm.
and it's a little like tongue-in-cheek funny, but it's also very creepy. I think these two fit together quite well.
Now, probably, I think Austin's killing was one of the funniest ones where he's like, he sends him into this like conveyor belt machine with a machine that like chops him up and his body parts turn into these like bizarre candies. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's like this, well, it's kind of confirmed at the end that this alternate reality, the haunted candy bowl, is like most likely victims made into candy.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people took more than one.
Yeah. There's also this little subplot between Lauren and Josh, with their whole wedding,
Their engagement, yeah.
their engagement rather. And as Josh is being killed, she tells him that she didn't want to marry him.
Wonderful people. Yes.
Adding insult to injury, yeah. Like everyone's death in this is gruesome but funny. One girl's face explodes from being pumped full of candy, and then she
Mm.
throws herself on the conveyor belt,
Yeah.
which was played for laughs.
Yeah.
I liked this one. It was fun. It was ridiculous, and I think it knew it was ridiculous, and it's all the better for it.
Yeah. No, I think it fits. It's a good Halloween theme. And like I said, definitely the most irreverent and quite, kind of night and day compared to the one that's up next.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
This
God.
one is like some Peter Sotos this is like
Like
definitely
I gotta say, I was kind of like, wait, what are they doing when I
yeah, I
watched
was
this
like
one?
super creeped out by this one, man.
This did not go where I thought it was going to go. Um, I'm not sure. I wasn't really sure where it was going to go. They were definitely playing it like more serious, but I did not expect it to go there. This was like Martyrs level
Yeah,
disturbance.
it's like it's one of those movies like take a shower after movie kind of, short, you know? Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course we're talking about Kid Print, written and directed by Alex Ross Perry. Now, what else did this guy do? I forgot from the beginning.
He worked with the band Ghost and Mr. Scandata. You said he did the movie with the girl from Mad Men.
Mad Men, yeah, an Invisible Man, Her Smell, which is a really good movie.
But it's not a horror film though, right? It's like
No,
a
it's not
drama.
horrible. No, it's like a drama with like music and things like that. But what else does he have under his belt? He has movies like I've never heard of, Right Here, Right Now, and
Mm.
Pavements. Um, yeah, and he's got some acting credits. But yeah, he's done several music videos for Ghost. Jesus, He Knows Me, Metal Myths, a couple. He's did a Sleigh Bells video back in
Oh
2016.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
remember that band.
Yeah, he did a video for Kim Gordon in
Oh,
2024. He did a Pavement video in 2022. He did another Sleigh Bells video in 2021. He's a well-rounded guy.
I guess he had some things to get off his chest.
well,
Uh, yeah, this is
dude,
dark, man.
I,
Oh
I
yeah.
would like to see him do more horror films, honestly.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, he's got a knack for it. Um, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, this is incredible, but I never want to sit through it again.
Yeah, man. It's all right, so we're back in the 90s. This takes place in
Hmm.
92
Hmm.
in a small town. And there's this like wave of child disappearances. And there's this guy, Tim Kaplan, who runs a local video store where he films a show or a project called Kid Prints. Um, Videos that he used to ID and help search for the missing kids.
Hmm.
You know, um,
It's like they shoot them in case they ever go missing. But
yeah,
lo and behold, quite a few kids have gone missing in the town. So yeah.
yeah. So it just even the footage of the kid print footage is as creepy as hell too, because it's like all
Oh,
these
it's
like
terrible. Yeah.
young kids and like I felt so uncomfortable watching those.
Completely agree. I immediately got creep vibes from this main character.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like he was unsettling, and I thought I knew how this was going to go, and I was wrong.
Yeah. Um, so he has an employee, right, named Bruce, who comes into play. But initially, I think maybe like you guys might have thought, you actually thought it was the guy who owned the store that might have
100%.
been Sketch,
yeah,
whose name is Tim,
yeah.
right?
Tim Kaplan. Yeah,
Yes.
I assumed it was him behind this whole thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I did too, because his just behavior was just a little bit off. He was just a little bit too Mr. Rogersy in the face of this horrible thing that was happening. Like, oh, look at these trick or treaters. Isn't they? I bet everyone's having a good time. Like,
Mhm.
this guy's very, very off. So I assumed, yeah, it was going to be him. and the kids would revolt and kill him, and this was going to be the one that had like a happy ending, and it did not turn out that way.
All right, so it's there's a Halloween gathering at the town square, and of course, no one's going because they're afraid their kids are going to get abducted. They want to stay home. You know. Um, Tim discovers that there's been another abduction. 17-year-old Olivia Hamill has gone missing. The police request that Tim goes back to get Olivia's kid print video, because there's probably maybe some evidence on there.
Mhm.
At this point, the store's closed. But when he goes there, he goes down into that sketchy, like, incel basement. And it's funny because there's all these like stacks of videos, and it looks like comic book boxes too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh man, they're gonna like shine a negative light on dudes who read comics and watch sketchy videos. I'm like, oh man, that's terrible, But like,
And there's all these old school monitors, and on all of the monitors are different videos of different kids being tortured and
Yeah.
disgustingly abused.
dude,
And
eh,
that was I went, what the
yeah,
fuck?
dude. I'm
That,
not.
yeah.
I have a very low tolerance for like children and women being tortured. Like that's not real. Like that's just something that's probably why I don't like extreme horror. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you, Mike, I know you and I have had this discussion before about like extreme horror and how we're just not into it.
Yeah, like there was probably even a period of time you could have gone back in the 10 years where we reviewed several
Yeah,
extreme horror movies and might have given them some favorable reviews. And then over time, we would do some others and we'd be like, yeah, we couldn't get into this at all.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not my thing either. I don't enjoy this kind of stuff. And the older I get, the less of a stomach I have for it.
Mm.
And right when he walks in, and you can kind of see the camera's not focused on those torture tapes, you see them, and you're like, did I just see what I think I saw?
Yeah.
It was
Mm.
immediately stomach turning.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty harrowing.
And the guy Bruce, oh boy, I mean, he's a creep and a half, the actor playing that role. Oh my God.
Did anyone
But
else get any OJ vibes from him, or is
Yeah.
that just me?
Oh no, no, he seemed like a out of shape OJ, definitely.
Yeah, even though,
yeah,
hey, how you doing, buddy? Like,
but that was the thing about him. He
yeah.
was unassuming. Like
Mm.
he looked like an everyday guy, like, you know what I'm saying? And he obviously is not an everyday guy. Um, but when he would get angry, like when they showed him doing the shit, it made it like worse, like, you know.
Well, that's kind of how it is, man. It's like when they catch all these serial killers, you know what I mean? And like, these like weird kid toucher murderer types, they're all like these very unassuming people, harmless looking people,
Mm,
So yeah, I thought it was spot on with that, at least.
Yeah. And I mean, once you know that Tim's like really just a genuine good dude, what happens to him is so upsetting and disturbing. I mean, he dies a very pointless, brutal death, and he's just so confused as to what's happening.
mm,
And yeah, and spoil the killer gets away with it. No one suspects him.
yeah. He puts the skin on after beating up his boss, Tim. Bruce puts one of the skins from one of the other Drew, one of the boys that he skins, face on him, so that when the boy wakes up, he thinks that Tim was kind of in on it,
Mm-hmm.
basically, which is kind of makes sense to me. Um, and Olivia also, when she kind of comes to, she immediately they both just start wailing on him and murdering him because they think he's in league with his employee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It is about as dark as a film can get.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, man. It's like a real downer, like the ending, like the good guy gets fucking brutally slain and Bruce gets off scot-free. And not only that, but Bruce is interviewed. They find Tim's body and they think he's the murderer.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And then Bruce is telling reporters that he's going to take over Tim's store and
Keep
Mm-hmm.
kid print, yes,
continue
keep the
kid
kid prints
print.
going. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what was just as upsetting as the torture was just the moments of the kids when they're captured and he's just talking to them.
Yeah.
I found that almost as hard to take as the torture videos.
Yeah, there's very realist. I mean, it's acting, and obviously all those kids are safe at home and everybody's okay. But like when you're watching it, you're not really even thinking that. Like it's weird, man. Like you're like, oh my God. Like, would you let your young daughter or son in this fucking movie? Like honestly, like I don't know if I would. It's pretty horrible, man.
I mean, I would imagine there was some debate whether or not to include this. I mean,
Mm.
it does meet the challenge. It is very Halloweeny atmosphere, but it is just so dark and not really quite in league with what you come to expect from a VHS series. I know there's been dark ones in the past and more serious ones, but not that go this hard, not that go this far.
Yeah, it's almost like they could make their like there could be another VHS and called whatever, like VHS Dark. Like
Yeah.
VHS
this would be
Extreme.
yeah, or VHS Extreme. This would be one of them. Like this could have easily been included in one of those, in my opinion.
Yeah. I got as great as this was, I did not enjoy watching it, but it is such an effective piece of filmmaking that I mean, kudos to them. They really pulled something off. And, I can imagine when they were assembling this film, they're like, this is going to be the one everyone's fucking talking about. And I would have to assume that they're right.
Mm, yeah, brutal one, but enjoyable, but brutal and very disturbing.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. Definitely. Um, and then we got one more.
A palate cleanser.
Yeah. This one's a little bit more fun. So this is Home Haunt, written and directed by Micheline Pitt Norman and R.H. Norman. And I don't know anything about these people who made this movie.
No, yeah.
Me neither.
So this is something that if I had a family, I'd probably do this. I'd set up a very sick, like haunted house. That sounds like something that would be really up my alley if I was in a position to do that.
Yeah. Again, you got this like good-natured dad who loves his kid, loves Halloween, gets into the spirit of it. This is a lot of fun for him. He packs a lot of character into like a very 15, 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. But then there's the trope of like the son's getting older and he's now a teenager and he's not into it anymore. And the dad's like full on into it.
Yeah, he's like your typical asshole teenager, like
Yeah.
calls his dad by his first name and like doesn't want to have anything, is embarrassed by him. And I felt bad for the dad.
I did too, man, because I imagine I would be that guy. You know what I mean? With the haunted house, and if I had kids, it would bum me out if they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, totally. But this guy seems to bum everyone out.
Mm.
Like, no one
A bit
seems to
about
like him
the
in this.
a bit about the directors. They're a husband and wife team. Um, on the younger side. They did a movie called Grummy, which was a short, and a couple of other what looked like horror shorts. But this is, I guess, like their first kind of longer fare. But Micheline Pitt she was named Allure magazine's top 10 gothic beauty icons.
Oh shit!
She's
Okay,
a
I'm gonna check
rather
her out.
rather attractive woman. Um,
That
but
was
yeah, this is like
that
their
was my
first.
title the previous year, but okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that was yours. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But she's they've done a bunch of other stuff, but it looks like this is like their kind of first bigger thing they've done. But they look like a cool couple.
What's her name again?
Micheline Pitt and her husband is R.H. Norman. And it's what's interesting about this one is that it almost has vibes that it was done by husband and wife.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I can see
You
that
know?
too. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look up pictures of them, they look like they're in their maybe early 30s, mid 30s at best. They look, leather jackets, kind of gothy looking,
Very
rock
nice.
looking couple. And I enjoyed the hell out of this one, actually.
All right,
Yeah,
Micheline. Very nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was fun. Um yeah, the sort of this idea of a haunted house come to life and all the cheesy, shitty things you see in a haunted house take on a very sinister sort of
Yeah.
presence, like oh god, she went to the torture chamber. And yeah, it was fun. And again, this is really gruesome and kids die very horrifically.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the violence aspect in this one. This one is also it kind of pushes the envelope too with the kids and the violence, and you kind of feel bad for some of these people. Like they're just kind of like the neighbors and people who just want to go to a haunted house and oh no, you're all gonna die. You're all dead. It's yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I'm sure everyone has noticed the little in joke there with having Rick Baker be the first victim, commenting on the special effect on this guy's effects.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I
Yeah.
He
love that.
sucked. He's all suck. He kept saying everything sucked. Yes, that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was funny. That was very, very funny. And yeah, him just saying how shitty the ghosts look before one fucking kills him. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Also, kind of the whole linchpin of this thing is the haunted record, the Halloween horrors
Wow.
that they
That was a
find.
cool looking record cover, man. It looked like one of those old school records. Like it really did.
Yeah, those were
Maybe it
awesome.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love like when like a evil record comes into play. You know what I mean?
You could tell music fans made this one. I think just that little detail. Like, I bet you these people are like into like metal
Mm-hmm.
or something of that nature. And yeah, like you said, like, goth, sure. Probably like big Typo Negative fans or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
there's a couple of lines in the movie that is like I was like, is that from a Slayer song? Like, there's a few like interesting things said in the movie during like when the guy, the father, is doing his spiel, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I like haunted records. You know, quick aside, the only Rob Zombie film that I actually like, Lords of Salem, features an evil record too. So yeah.
That is true. Mike
That
does like that movie.
that is the only Rob Zombie movie I can tolerate as well.
Yeah.
I won't
Come
go
on.
as far as to say I like it because I just can't say I like and Rob Zombie in the same sentence.
No Devil's Rejects for you guys.
Well,
Amazing.
I
I
hate
love
that
that
movie.
movie.
I
I
hate
love
it.
it. That's
I
the
don't
best
hate it.
movie.
I don't
That's the
hate it.
best movie.
Ugh.
To me,
Uh,
Lords of Salem is his best movie, and
I think
I
that's
do
my number two. That's my number
I,
two.
I fuck with Devil's Rejects. That's not so
Mm.
bad.
You know what? I think the Halloween might be his second best movie, and I think it is an abysmal piece of shit. So,
Yeah.
Well, listeners can go back and listen to our deep dive into all things Rob Zombie that
Oh
Mike and
yeah.
I did about 2 or 3 years ago.
oh yeah,
We
that was fun
covered,
to listen to.
We've covered all of his films, I think, for the most
I
part.
believe we have, yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Even the Munsters,
Yeah, even the
Yes, we
monsters.
did.
which
Yes,
was
we did.
unwatchable.
We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it a little bit, but
Ugh.
wait, Mike, did we cover the third uh Firefly movie? We did. I'm trying to remember if we did that one.
I don't even know about that movie. What is it?
Well, there's a sequel to Devil's Rejects. It's not good.
Oh
We
shit.
may
Shocking.
or
We
may
gotta
not
do
have
it
done
then.
that. Yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
do it.
But we need to if we didn't. So yeah, this one, not like the strongest one, but
No.
again, a lot of fun and very, very Halloween. No?
Yeah, I mean, the witch grabbing like the getting like the camera at the end and just all the collateral damage from this guy's haunted house, like her just
Mm.
ripping through the neighborhood, killing children. Um, yeah, I mean, there, like I said, there's a very mean streak in this series of in this particular film. But yeah, very fun, very creative. I did not think they were going to kill the 9-year-old cheerleader girl. I mean, pretty much, I think everyone dies in this, and they all die horribly.
Yes, that is true. And they didn't even like look, Dad stole the record, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think Dad deserved to fucking die.
No, no,
No,
no.
Mm.
yeah, he's just very dedicated to his haunted house, and he saw something, and he had to have it. Record collectors, they know how it is.
That's true. I've never stolen a record though.
But you
I don't think
would. That's my point.
I feel like that if I stole an album, it would be like now that I think about it, it would be like, okay, I have a cursed record in my collection.
See,
You
yeah,
know?
there you go. Okay, yeah, I can't think of maybe that one Wu-Tang record. They made one copy of it. That might be worth stealing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can't think of anything that I would like. I need it so bad, I'll steal it.
Yeah, weird.
Um, but this worked. I thought this worked as a nice come down after the ultra dark kid print, and well played on, like, thinking about it more, I would probably have put this one first.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
This feels like a first entry in an anthology where you watch Creepshow Father's Day. It's fine. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's fine. It gets you in the mood for what is about to come. This would have been a perfect intro into these series of films, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I could see this being first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All these were enjoyable though. Definitely the strongest VHS offering in a while.
Yes.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
great one.
It's
Hmm.
they're all good. There's, like I said, there's no weak one in the bunch. However, I don't think any of these stories hit the highest that this series has gone, which would be VHS 2, which the name of the story escapes me. We all know which one I'm talking about. The one about the cult.
Oh yeah, that one's
Mm.
like that's yeah, you keep nothing's come close to that.
Right. It's still a
Safe
very high
haven,
bar.
safe
Safe
haven.
haven, yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a very high bar. But in the Shudder era, this is the best one. There's not one that made me roll my eyes or thought it was like hourly like bad. Um, I on I hope they do the Halloween theme again. Like, there's a lot to explore there. There's so much you can do with found footage short films set on Halloween. I think the possibilities are endless. My only complaint is, like, they're not doing these like every 6 months or two a year.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see more Halloween.
Yes.
Uh,
And I would also, again, I'm prepared for a VHS dark. It may happen. It may
yeah,
not happen, but if they make it, I'll watch it.
Yeah. I mean, found footage movies lend itself to like just dark stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Mm.
absolutely. And they can be fun we've seen. I'm very curious to see where VHS is going to go next. I mean, is there any, like, we mentioned, like, oh, VHS dark, maybe that will be the next thing. They tackled sci-fi with the last one. They did two
Mhm.
in the 80s and one in the 90s. They've covered a lot of ground. So I'm very curious to see what's next, because I know the next one is already in the works. And as long as people continue to watch them, they're going to keep making these.
Yeah.
Now,
And a quick note about the Diet Phantasma. It basically it ends where they air the commercial, and that's made from the soda that's made from actual poltergeists, and it's just like this kind of retro-y throwback commercial. But it ends with the little girl asking for more, and her eyes go white. I thought that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Totally.
Mhm.
now let me propose something here. All right. And maybe we should do these for the rest of them when we do them. Maybe overall give an overall score for the whole kit and then maybe your individual entries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've given all the other previous ones somewhere in the 2.5, 3.5 range. This is a little bit better, so I can't say it's a 3.5. It's somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4, maybe. It's like a B plus.
Okay.
All of them are solid. All of them are good. And this is the best one in a while. I'll
Yeah.
say 4. I'll say 4.
Okay.
And my order, I would say my number 6 is As Above, So Below. That was my least favorite. But still, a B. Very good. Or good. Uh, Home Haunt, the last one, is my number 5. The Wraparound Diet Phantasma is my number 4. 3 would be Fun Size. 2, Kid Print, just for uh I mean, it's so expertly made and upsetting. And my number 1 is Coochie Coochie Coo.
Yeah. Basically that's where mine land, honestly. Like I have the same as Jeff, although I actually would score the movie with a 4 or 5.
Hmm.
I like this a lot. I'd watch this next Halloween, hands down.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Mike on that. The overall I gave a 4 or 5 from the bottom to the top. Diet Phantasma is probably my least, it's still very good, but no, that's in the bottom. Fun Size, Home Haunt, Kid Print, because it's so effective
Mhm.
Mm,
really uncomfortable, and I'll probably skip that one if I were to watch this again. I don't need to see that again.
nope.
And then Ut Supra Sick Infra, just because I just thought it was good. I just enjoyed it. And then Coochie Coochie Coo was like the best, I thought, because it's just
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just so effective. It's done so well. You're scared. It's really great. Coochie
yeah,
Coochie Coo. Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
came out strong with
Yeah.
with that. My only complaint is that my favorite one was first. Not like
Hmm.
any of the other ones were a letdown, but like they set the bar very high in the beginning. And I was expecting, well, I guess with Kid Print they did go over the top. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is going to be, I think, around for as like a Halloween rewatch for a lot of people for years and years to come.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. And I bet it's getting a lot of eyes on Shudder. Absolutely. It's probably doing good.
Oh
definitely,
yeah,
man. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, this is one of the better Shudder productions, period.
Mm. Yeah, stoked for next year's VHS, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, man. Dude, Kid Print. So I just can't. I think about it and I start like cringing, man. It's just like it just yeah, it's like one of those things where you just want to wash yourself down after you see it.
I was dreading talking about it because then I would have to think about it. Like it really upset me. Like, like I had to just go off and in the corner, have myself a little think after that. Like it's just a movie. It's not real.
Uh, Mike Hill, Kid Print could have been a Jack Ketchum
Yeah.
short story, right?
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking,
Yeah.
man. It could have been a
Yes.
Jack Ketchum short story because
Short story. Absolutely. Yes.
he
Yeah.
goes
He's done
deep into
some
that. Yeah.
some crazies. Some of his. I mean, a lot of his stuff is not like that, but he's done some stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. It does. It does not hold back. I mean, that's the darkest thing I think I'll see all year, and you don't
Mm.
expect that watching VHS. That was a very big surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So with that,
All right.
everyone enjoy Halloween. Happy Halloween,
Yes.
everybody. And
Hell yeah. Have a great one.
yeah, we're looking forward to talking to you guys again next week. Take care now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Normal night, should be trying to live a normal life. Okay, it was the image that brought me back, but listen, I don't want your presence. Purple man, smoking weed in my bedroom. Don't watch you. I don't need you. And don't think I forget. And you hurt me in a past life, and you were so strange one. At least stranger than you are now. At least stranger than you are now. Okay, it's true. I wanna wear your blood. When I look through my eyes, I wanna be you. Okay, it's true. I wanna wear your blood. When I look through my eyes, I wanna be you. Some monster too. Some monster too. Some monster too. Someone to death. Someone to death. But somewhere I'm just drifting. Purple man, get out of my room. New spoon, stolen. Gleamy light, I think back to the time, fondly, at one time, I felt sick I sinned out, and it boiled in no time. I felt good in no time. I felt good in no time. I fell asleep into forgotten pleasures, and there was no time. No time. Purple man, stop coming into my room. Stop looking at things that aren't meant for you. Purple man, stop coming into my room. I'm looking at things that aren't meant for you. I'm twisted and frail, broken up. I'm purple. I'm purple man. I'm purple man. I'm purple man. I'm trying to kill myself. If you don't mind, that's why I locked the door. I just need some privacy. If you don't mind, I'm gonna open the window now and jump out face first. I know another high, but if I do it right, I can break my neck. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to be alive. Animal pyramid base. I don't question it. And not anymore, no. Try not to, Louise. Try not to. And just stay headlong. Headlong! Face forward. Eyes open. The void. Alright? The void! Demon! Face, no, shut up! Demon, face, no, shut up! Face! Shut up! Okay. Shut up! I'm fine. Okay? I'm fine. No, seriously. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! You've been gone a long time. Fuck! Leave me alone, Purple Man! Leave me alone, Purple Man! Stupid, no, shut up, stupid! Fuck you, stupid! Shut up, stupid! Shut up!